Cinderella! Cinderella! Stop singing to those birds. Help your sisters get dressed. Now, Cinderella, or we will be late for the festival. Hi, I'm Kimiko Warner-Turner, and I'm a teaching artist with the Music Center. Today, we are going to explore how an actor prepares to come onto the stage. What motivates them to take that first step? You know, it's very important that when an actor makes strong choices, the audience connects with them immediately. And that's what is great about being an actor. So we're going to break this down into 4 steps. First, we're going to say and look at the lines to see what clues we have. Second, we are going to look at the 2 of the 5 W's plus H to see what we discovered. Third, we're going to write it down. And fourth, we are going to have an opportunity to practice. Now you may hear some prancing in the background. That's my dog Priscilla, and she has a hard time sitting still. So here we go. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you recognize the story? Or maybe you recognize the character that I played? Well, it is Cinderella. This is a particular adaptation written by Wilhelm and Jacob Grimm, also known as the Grimm's brothers. They wrote it in 1884. It's a very short story, and can you believe it? There is no fairy godmother in their adaptation, and Cinderella gets all of her wishes granted by a tree. So since then, you know that there have been many adaptations and rom-coms with the same kind of a storyline. Can you think of one? How about this? At the end of this session, we'll check back to see what you came up with, if you thought of any other storylines that match the one that's the same as Cinderella. Oh! Now is a good time to tell you that all you need for this is a piece of paper and a pencil and your creativity. You can also rewind the tape, or you can stop it anytime you want to if it helps you prepare as an actor. While I'm putting up the lines we're going to say, you can go ahead and get your supplies. Okay, we're ready for step 1. Let's look and say the lines together. Ready? Go. Cinderella, Cinderella, stop singing to those birds. Help your sisters get dressed. Now, Cinderella, or we'll be late for the festival. Well, we already know the who because I've underlined who is in the story. We've got Cinderella, we have birds, we have sisters, at least 2, and we have me, the stepmother. What happened before and what happened after I entered the stage? Well, did I text Cinderella and she didn't answer my text, so that brings me onto the stage to ask her to come inside? That's where your creativity comes in. You can think of many reasons why the stepmother comes on stage to get Cinderella. The last thing is how. That means how am I feeling? Well, we've got some punctuation here. We've got an exclamation point here. We have 2 exclamation points there. And we've got 2 exclamation points there, which means I'm not in a normal tone, right? I am nervous. I could be anxious, or I could be furious that Cinderella isn't helping my daughters. Let's see. Let's go ahead and write down what we figured out before we forget. Actors love looking back at what they wrote to help them remember. So part 2 is discovering the who, what, and how. And we just finished that. And now we're going to move on to part 3. That's when we write down what we discovered. We're already on to part 3. We're going to write down what we discovered before we forget. All right, so we know we've got Cinderella, so those are the characters that we found out just by saying these lines. Then we know the what. What happened before? So the sisters are not dressed. I discovered that. And I do not want to be late to the ball, to the festival. And how I am feeling anxious and furious and frustrated. A-N-X. Anxious. Yes? Okay. Now it's time for step 4. Look at how many clues we had just from saying the lines and then writing down what we could remember about what the character does and who they're saying the lines to. Let's walk on stage together. And this time I'm going to say and action just before we walk on stage. Also, you can turn down the tape a little bit so you don't have to hear my voice as loud as you can hear it now. And as an actor, I'm going to choose anxious and frustrated. I'm really going to try on those moods, those feelings when I come into the scene. Okay, let's try it. Cinderella! Cinderella! Stop singing to those birds. Help your sisters get dressed. Now, Cinderella, or we'll be late for the festival. Well, how did it feel? It feels good getting it up on its feet and coming in prepared, doesn't it? As an actor, we love getting those opportunities. So if I were to try it again, let's see. I might try being a little bit more furious and frustrated. Do you want to try it by yourself? Okay, I'm going to wait. This time, try to exaggerate how you feel when you come into the room. Really sell it. Sell and feel how the character feels. Okay, let's go. And I'm going to say, and action. And action. Well, how did you do? How did it feel to come on stage so prepared? I bet it all paid off. Congratulations. So now let's review what we did today, okay? So first, we looked at and we said the lines together. Then we used the 2 W's plus H to find out even more clues. Then we wrote some notes so we wouldn't forget all the things that we learned. And then we were able to rehearse it together, and then you were able to do it on your own. Super job. Hey, did you think of any other stories that have the same storyline? I can think of a couple. One is Harry Potter, and some people even think that Spider-Man has the same kind of storyline. So there are lots of stories to discover. And if you decide to keep exploring other techniques, find the one that you like. Pick the one that you enjoy doing and that serves you the best as an actor. And now, all there is left is to say goodbye to you and thank you and the Music Center for allowing me to spend time with you.